Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. This is Stacy, and today I'm doing a follow-up video for our Stamp Wars 10 that just happened this last weekend, and our sponsor was Unity Stamp Company, and this is the Hello Fresh Start Sentiment Kit, January Unity Sentiment Kit from 2021. So let me show you what's in this stamp set. All right, the stamp set is a red rubber stamp, and I actually laminated this card because it doesn't come this way. I've already kind of made it my own, and it comes just a regular piece of cardboard, and then this is actually the molded red rubber stamp, and you just pop it out, and it has the white backing, the white tape on the backing, and you just peel that off, and then you have a foam mounted cling stamp that you can then put on your acrylic blocks or your stamp platform. It also comes with all these wonderful sentiments, and I'll go through and read them for you. You are my sunshine, live from your heart, happy Mother's Day, happy Love Day, with sympathy and love, hello beautiful, every day is a fresh start, just be you, girl I love you, you are simply wonderful, congratulations, hugs and love. And then it has this beautiful, I believe it's roses, red rubber stamp. So if you're not familiar with Stamp Wars, I'll definitely link it in the description below so you can go watch a few of them. Like I said, this is my follow-up video to Stamp Wars number 10. So we've had 10 of them and it's been a blast. And the premise for the Stamp Wars is that we don't know what the stamp set or company is until the start, like the night of the competition, and then we open the envelopes and we're all surprised. There's one person who's the host. That's the only person that knows who the stamp company is going to be, who our sponsor is going to be. And so this last time it was Chow, but then Ryan also helped her out because he was in the middle of moving, so we had two hosts, and it was a lot of fun. For the competition, the actual competition, we also get sabotages from the host, or we'll get requirements. And so the requirements for this last one was we had to use Kids Flamingo, which is a new distress, a new Ranger ink, new Tim Holtz ink, and it comes in distress oxide, distress sprays, distress paints. Basically, it comes in the whole line. And this one I had gotten from Ryan for the distress oxide. And so we had to use this somewhere on our card, which you can see I used here. And then I also used speckled egg and twisted citron down the middle. And then this one, we had to use sequins. And so I popped my sequins on this one. And this one is using silver foil cardstock. And I used Hero Hues Unicorn White pigment ink. And then you put clear embossing powder over it. And you heat emboss it to make it stand out. And then we also were not allowed to use our embossing buddy for the first 20 minutes. So I tried doing this, didn't work. The good thing about that though is if you put pigment ink down on foil cardstock, you can literally just wipe it off with like a little bit of water and a cloth. And that's what I ended up doing. And then I moved to this one and I did this one instead. This one is ink blended, like I said, those inks. And then I used black VersaFine Clear Nocturne pigment ink. And then I used the clear embossing powder again, heat embossed it, and it comes out beautifully. Add a little bit of shimmer spray, which is basically just perfect pearls in the perfect pearl color mixed in with water, and I spritz it. So it's just a little bit of a shimmer. And then I use my new decal trimmer too on both of these. I'm really loving the decal trimmer. It's just got a nice look. Just a little bit more mwah. All right, so what I was going to do today, I already kind of started it. I actually got a paper pack from a person we call our FSC VIP, and she gifted me this Wood Sheets cardstock. And it's got all these beautiful different shades of wood grain cardstock. And so I wanted to do some thank you cards, and I thought, well, let's do some quick and easy thank you cards using the stamp set. So I cut my each sheet. So this is just one each, and I've already used one, and I'll show you that in a second. But this is just one each. So you've got that. And you've got like a very, very white or light gray, a nice gray, and then you've got the darker. So what I ended up doing was I just wanted to emboss some simple images, the image onto the cardstock, and then cut it down, possibly, I'm not sure, we'll have to figure out how we're going to, put these on a card base, and then add a sentiment. And the sentiment I was going to use is the one that says, "You are simply wonderful," and just slap that on there like I did with this sentiment. So I can just go ahead and put that on it somewhere, wherever it fits. So for these first ones, I use Versafine Clair Fallen Leaves pigment ink because I didn't want black. I wanted something a little bit not as, I don't know, that wouldn't stand out as much as black. And so I liked the dark brown, and that is what this is. I stamped it with dark brown, and then again, I use the clear embossing powder and I heat emboss it. And it's a great way. You can pretty much make any color embossing powder then by using just different colored inks. And Catherine Pooler inks are also great for embossing, heat embossing, because they do stay wet a little bit longer than normal dye-based inks. So this is one of the, so it's that one. And then this one again is using the dark brown. It looks almost black on this one, but it's definitely dark brown. And then this one I think is my favorite. And you can see the embossing just adds a little bit of a shimmer, it's shiny. And then this one, okay, I may have lied. It's probably tied with this one. I love this one. This I use black ink though, because the brown, there was really no browns in this paper so much. So I used the black Nocturne ink, and I think it just looks stunning. So simple, but so stunning. And then this is the darkest, and I used black again because I wanted to make sure that you can really see the shimmer from the embossing, but I wanted to make sure that it stood out. And so I used the black, and it stood out, definitely showed up. And then I had a little fun because this one was just a little bit, I don't know, it was pretty, but it was a little bit too plain. Like I could use a pop of color, which I think I can slap a sentiment on there. I have some of this pearlescent paper that I could definitely use for the sentiment to add a little bit of pop of color. But I wanted to try a pop of color. And so what I did for this one, and I'll probably remake this one for you guys so you can see exactly how I did it. But I used 3 different pinks. So I used the Glamorous, Charming Pink, and the Purple Delight. And I just stamped the image with the 3 different inks all at once, and then used my Tim Holtz stamp positioner. And I think it turned, and then clear embossing powder and heat embossed. And I think it came out wonderfully. I think it's beautiful. Definitely what I was looking for. It looks more stunning than this one. This one would look really good if you added a little bit of watercolor. But y'all know how I hate coloring, so that's not going to happen. Maybe I'll set it aside and try something later, but we'll see. Maybe I won't finish this one today and do just that. So, all right. So let me show you. I'll show you how I did this one really quick, and then we can just kind of put some cards together and get us some little 5-minute thank you cards done. All right, since I already did this one on light color, I'm going to go to the next lightest color, which is this light brown, and we're going to try it on that. I want to see what it looks like. So let me get my Tim Holtz stamp platform in here. And I have a piece of sticky grid in here so that I don't have to attach a magnet. And then I'm going to just put this here. Make sure that's just down at the bottom. I'm going to place this with the rose on top, off to the side. Actually, let me go just this way this time, just to be different. Pick it up with my stamp platform, and it is on the rubber side. So that tells me that this is for rubber stamps. Personally, I always have it on the rubber side anyway, and then I just put a piece of craft foam in here. I just find it works better even with the clear acrylic stamp or the photopolymer stamps. Okay, so we did 3 colors. So it looks like we did, I want to say it's going to be Purple Delight is the first one. And then this one and this one. Okay. So all I did was, well, first of all, we're going to emboss this. So we need to make sure that we do our little embossing putty so that my embossing powder only sticks to where I want it to. And so we're going to go with the first ink, which is going to be the Purple Delight, First Fine Clear pigment ink. We're just going to do the top. You can overlap it a bit. Then I'm going to go in with the Charming Pink. Like I said, I'm going to overlap it a little bit. And then I'm going in with Glamorous. And then I have my coffee filter over to the side. And I will open up my embossing powder. So that's ready to go. And I'm going to use my little glider. Gorgeous. Oh, that looks so pretty. I like it. Okay, and then I'm just going to my embossing powder, and this is just clear embossing powder. So this is the trick to not having pink embossing powder in places that you don't want it, because I'm not using pink. I'm using it over pink ink. Let's set this aside. And then we're going to heat emboss. Love it. And that's so pretty. And so you know when you're when the embossing powder is done or heated, melted, when your color shines through and it's no longer that opaque looking powdery look. So that looks so pretty. All right, let's make this into a card really quick. So just like all the different shades of wood grain paper, I have all these different shades of card bases. So let's see what we think. No, not enough contrast. I'm not, yeah, don't like that one. That's a maybe, but I'm still thinking I want something with a little bit more contrast. That's pretty, but still, it's kind of bland. I'm thinking this one's going to look good just because it's got the black lines. And yes, I'm correct. Now the other thing you can do too is that I cut these to card front size. So literally you can make this the card front if you really wanted to. But I do want to have a little bit of a frame. So I'm going to frame it up and I'm going to use my decal trimmer. And the decal trimmer just adds a nice soft decal edge that really pops up against the black paper. So let's go ahead and glue this down. While we're waiting for that to dry, I can do the sentiment. little rose up. And I'm going to center this. Okay, and let's stick a stamp block on that. Okay, so now we're going to add a pop. I think I want to try a pop of color because if I can't use this on this one, I can always use it on one of the other ones, most likely. And I think what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to do black pigment ink, and I'm going to heat emboss it with clear embossing powder. Mostly because I don't know how well this ink is going to stay on this pearlized paper. And so one way to ensure that it does is to heat emboss it. So, and I don't care if it's not perfectly straight because I'm going to be cutting it down, trimming it down. If I were stamping this directly onto the card front, then what I would do is grab a piece of acetate and lay the acetate over the card front, stamp this down, make sure it was straight, and then remove the acetate and go back in and stamp directly onto my card front. Let's stamp it one more time. I like that font of the Wonderful. It's very pretty. And my paper did not move, so nice. That's much better. Okay, now we're going to go back in off to the side here with some clear embossing powder. I did not do my embossing buddy, but as you can see, there's really no excess embossing powder. So I got lucky. Okay, let me heat emboss this. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, let's cut this down. And yes, I'm going to use the decal trimmer again. Now what I use is this edge of the guide here. I'll just line that up. Perfect. All right, and this one I'm going to use some double-sided foam tape. Not sure what happened, but my camera stopped recording. So I finished putting some double-sided foam tape on the back of my sentiment, and I placed my sentiment down. And so there's a simple, wonderful card to give somebody for a thank you or just because. All kinds of reasons with that kind of sentiment. I also wanted to mention that everybody on the design team for the Foiling Snobs Club will be participating and doing a follow-up video, and each one of us will also be doing a giveaway. So if you're interested in entering the giveaways, be sure to go check out their videos. Again, I will link those down below so you can go check them out. And for my video, I'm going to ask for you to be entered into the giveaway that you simply just leave a comment down below as to which wood grain you liked the best. And you can say gray, light gray, white, light brown, brown. Unity Stamps has also provided us with a coupon code, and it is Stamp Wars 10, and it's $10 off of $50 spent, and that does not include the kits. And the coupon expires at the end of March, so March 31st, 2021. They also have a bunch of other items other than stamp sets, so be sure to go check them out. If you liked my video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell and select all so that you are notified when I do lives or when we post videos. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.